All right, everybody. Welcome back to episode number...
It's been that kind of day.
Oh, my gosh. Welcome to Palm Coast Acupuncture and Chiropractic, the podcast. Number 5.
And today, we are going to talk about acupuncture.
Needles.
And how it doesn't hurt. Mm-hmm. Okay? So this is a question that comes up a lot. And we're going to talk about it today. Okay? So, does acupuncture hurt? Yes. Acupuncture they're needles, right? And you do feel a little sensation when it goes into the skin. So it's kind of almost like a tiny little, like a mosquito bite or something. Like it goes right away. And most of the time people don't feel anything at all. You know, half the time I'm done by the time people are like, oh, I just got a couple of needles. So the experience itself is very different with a trained and licensed acupuncturist. Now, over the course of the week, we've had a few situations in the office where people are literally like traumatized from people who are doing acupuncture with like a certificate, like an acupuncture certificate. And unfortunately, in our profession, people can go and get like a 6-month certification in acupuncture.
Oh, way less than that.
Or even like a 6-week course and get a certificate in acupuncture, but they only have like 2 needling classes, okay? So today I want to talk about why acupuncture can sometimes hurt if it's not done by a licensed acupuncturist who, mind you, goes to school for a very long time in order to be able to needle somebody properly and painlessly. Okay.
Why, wife? How long does a licensed doctor of acupuncture go to school for?
So I was in school for 11 years. Let that sink in. 11 years.
Let's see. 11 years, 6 weeks.
So I'm just going to tell you about my education so you can form your own opinions. Okay.
And while she's going to do that, I think we're going to see a live acupuncture demonstration too. So we can kill 2 birds at one stone.
And I will be 100% transparent and tell you about the first time that Bryan had acupuncture, because it's a funny story. Okay. So my first year in acupuncture school, we were needling tissues and toilet paper and phone books and like any inanimate object that we could get our hands on, right? Like I remember my Thanksgiving assignment was I had to put apples in a bowl and try to needle the apple. Oh, there's water in the bowl. Like you're bobbing for apples, but like I had to needle the apple in the bowl with the water, and like it's hard to do. So basically we had to get what's called needle strength in our hands, right? And you have to be able to feel what's underneath your needle. So like if the muscles are tense or if you have vasculature underneath there, like these are all things that like, not to be gross, but like we needle cadavers, and cadavers is a dead body. You know, we did cadavers dissection in school. That's Bryan's chiropractic table.
Sleep mode.
We did cadaver dissections in school, which really gave us the opportunity to learn more and really know what was underneath that needle. So I needled inanimate objects for a whole entire year before they would even let us near each other, which was the second year. So we would needle each other, our classmates, for the second year, and the cadavers. And then the third year is when they finally allowed us to go out in public. Okay, so that's 2 years of practicing before they let us out into the wild. So that's a very big difference than someone who just took a 6-month, 6-week course or whatever. And, you know, I'm not coming down on other professions because it's really the acupuncture profession's fault that this even happened, because we tend to not be as closely banded together. And you know what happens with any profession when we're not closely banded together? We don't guard our profession the way that we should. And because of that, we've had things like, you know, physical therapists being able to do dry needling, chiropractors being able to do acupuncture. But I actually made him take the class so then I could teach him how to needle. Because in our situation, when our kids get sick, I want him to be able to see my patients so we don't have to cancel the entire day. Mm-hmm. So it's in your best interest. But he's in a unique situation where I can teach him what to do.
Most aren't in this fortunate situation here.
So it's come across my desk a few times this week. We've had patients who've been like really traumatized. And they're like, acupuncture does hurt. And what I can say is acupuncture doesn't hurt with me because I've been doing this for 13 years. I'm like a needle ninja. Like, you don't even know they're in. I'm in and out, and you're like laying on the table and asleep before you even know it. So this is true. These are true stories. Mm-hmm. But I hate to see people who are like, I don't want to go for acupuncture because it hurts. And with me, it doesn't. I can't promise you that you can't go someplace else and it's going to hurt. But I can promise you that with me, I'm not going to do anything that's going to make you feel pain, uncomfortable, or any of the above. I want you to be happy, healthy, pain-free, inflammation-free. Like, my job is to make you feel better, right? Both of our jobs is to make you feel better. So that's something that's come up quite a bit, and I wanted to take a minute to address it. And now I'm going to show you what acupuncture is like for Bryan.
I've been the human pincushion ever since we've been dating, so I'm kind of used to this.
So this is what a needle looks like. It's super thin. Like, you can barely even see it on the camera. Like, here, I'll put it up against the... Yeah, you can barely even see it. See, it's so little. It's so little.
Ah, here.
See
there you
how
go.
little that is? It's too super tiny. Okay.
It's about the size of a human hair.
So give me your hand, husband. Okay. So first I find the point. Actually, I'll do one up here so you can see a little bit better. And then, like, that's it. That's all it is. He's a big baby, okay? So let me tell you about the very first time Bryan had acupuncture, okay? So we were dating. I think we might have still been friends. I'm not even 100% sure. But I was like trying to get him into my realm, right? So I was like, please let me practice point location on your bald head.
It's effective, you know?
So, because like you didn't have to go through all the hair, right? So, like, because he doesn't have any. So, you can locate much easier. So I was like, please, you'll help me out so much. And then I'll feed you. So that's how any good Italian woman, right? Come, I will feed you. Works every time. At least in this instance, anyways. But
I used to be thin.
I'm sorry, that's definitely my fault. But manja. So anyways, the very first time that I needled Bryan, we had gone out to eat that night. We had a lot of like dark, heavy beer. Neither one of us are like big drinkers, but we really like that dark, heavy beer, like oatmeal stouts and that kind of stuff. And we were up in, northeastern New York in the middle of the winter, and we had burgers and beer and just a lot of rich food. And we get home and he's like, I don't feel good. And I'm like, let me give you some acupuncture. It'll help. At this point in time, I was like really graduated, and he was still in school because I was a little bit ahead of him. And I needled him, and as soon as I took his needles out, like 15 minutes later, he was like, I don't feel so good. And he like ran out the door and just like tossed his cookies everywhere. But then when he came back in, he was like, you made me throw up. And I said to him, I was like, well, don't you feel better, honey? He's like, I do, but that's not the point. So that's the story about how Bryan came into acupuncture.
He made a convert out of me, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm. Because like when you've got that much crap in there, like you have two choices. You can either like wait the next 2 days for it to work its way through, or you can barf it up. So I chose for him. But as you can see, he's still stuck around. So...
And I don't think you've ever done that in the office again.
Oh, no, that was a special circumstance. I've never had anybody run screaming out of here. I've never had anyone cry or no one's ever been terrorized from my treatments. And even my husband wasn't terrorized because he's still around.
It's still in, by the way. So, I mean, I'm not getting sick or nauseous or anything like that now. So you can see these things.
No. That was just a funny story about our very first time.
Well, I don't want the good folks at home thinking that, they're going to barf or something if they come here.
That was this very special event. You're not going to throw up everywhere if I give you acupuncture. You're not going to poop your pants. You're not going to pee your pants. Like, you know what? I'm going to tell you the side effects of acupuncture. Are you ready? You're going to be stress-free, much less stress, we'll put it that way. You're going to sleep better. You're going to poop better. You're just going to feel better. Sometimes people can't put their finger on it, but they feel better. And I'll tell you why. Because I activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest. Okay, so that means that your body has ability to heal at a very deep level. So all sorts of cellular activities are happening. Like, I'm not going to get into biology lesson on like, this happens and blah, 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 blah. If you want to read about it, knock yourself out. If you want some resources, I will happily send them to you. But just know that I work with your nervous system and I can help your body relax, renew, and rejuvenate. Silence.
So when does this thing come out?
I'm going to take it out now. There you go. Baby. Big baby.
Didn't even leave a mark.
Well, I hope this answers your question, guys. I hope you have a wonderful night. Drop us a little comment in the chat below if you have any questions or comments or concerns.
You know, wifey, you make a good point on that one. The last video got a really great response. So we want to hear from you guys. What is it that you like and what is it that you want to learn about?
Yeah, what do you guys want to hear about? Do you want to hear compromising stories about Bryan?
No, nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. Off the table. Not off the table.
To be continued.
Say goodbye, wifey.
Goodbye, wifey.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good day.